Hello, everyone. This is Caroline. Welcome, finally. I do the YouTube live in 2024. It's been a while. Well, I have been very, very busy. I'm going to fill you in a second. But I'm glad everybody's here. If you are here, say hello so that I can see who's here, who's tuning in. I did not advertise. It's kind of an impromptu, it's supposed to be the beginning of the year with plenty of preparation, but it started out very busy for me right off the bat. And so I apologize for the delay for those who have been waiting and expecting this live. So here I am anyway. So I hope everybody's having a good time already. 2024 for me is going to be very exciting, which is kind of a change from 2023. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people, including myself, felt that 2023 was very chaotic. And honestly, for me, not so great. Of course, there's always positive in the not so great, but definitely a different change in energy. And so I want to talk to you about that. And of course, do a meditation as I always do. To kind of cleanse, to really turn the page energetically on 2023 and start 2024 with this new energy. So let me see here if I can see who is online. I'm not quite sure. Hold on. Oh, here we go. 2024 night. It's okay. Here we go. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. Again, I did not really advertise this, so I hope some people will just see the live thing. If you're not subscribed, you should really subscribe so that you get those notifications, and tell your friends, because you never know when I just kind of decide to do these things, So, all right, here we go. First of all, I want to tell everybody it's been a little hectic for me because I'm working on multiple projects already. I mean, it started in 2023, but now it's I'm focusing more on all these projects. Just a heads up. The sequel of Superhuman, for those who have seen this film, you should have seen this film by now, with a lot of new technology, technology for healing, frequency-based technologies, very, very cool stuff. So look out for that. Also, sequel for A Tear in the Sky. And also for those who have been following me on social media, watching a little bit what I have been up to, got involved with the child trafficking from experience. For those who think it's a conspiracy or whatever, please, I'm speaking from personal experience. So don't judge. Just really do, watch what I say. It's from personal experience, and it's a very serious problem. So working on a couple of projects along those lines for those who don't know, I already did one talk show on the Unified channel. So I will leave the link of that show in the description, in the YouTube description after the live. So you guys can watch it, but I'm also working on the documentary, but the talk show is very powerful. Also a large scale concert, televised concert with the children, musical prodigies and things like that, refugees and orphanages. And it's very interesting social issues that I'm addressing this year in my films and productions. So it's a little bit of a change, but to me, it's a very positive change. And of course, I'm also addressing the subject of mental health through my production. There's a couple of projects coming up, so look out for that. Mental health, meaning serious depression, anxiety, those types of things, and narcissism, and so on and so forth. So very interesting. Also, giving a heads up for a new platform that I'm working on. It's kind of like a Netflix, but obviously not exactly, because it's going to be very curated content, very specialized for meaningful content. As I've been saying, social issues, health, sports as well, because it has a positive effect, in music, immersive art, fascinating things. So look out for that as well. And by the way, for those who are interested in supporting any of these projects, if it sounds like it's something you are interested in collaborating, or as as a sponsor or anything like that, if you have resources or a product or anything that seems to be aligned with what I'm doing, of course, make sure to contact me. Omnia Media is going to be updated, the website. We're updating the website with all of these projects. So, so you can see what we're working on there, and contact me if any of these projects seem interesting to you, and you can provide support, collaboration, or something like that. Okay, cool. 2024. Okay, here we go. Of course, I talk about the energetic trends. It's kind of like what I sense might be happening. Some things are very positive, and some things, of course, seem to be negative. But of course, there's always positive and the negative. So just look at it from that perspective. It's never fear-based. It's more about what the momentum seems to be looking at, like, so that you can be prepared, And I'm just sharing this with you with that intention, that this is what I'm sensing, for you to just be conscious and get your own guidance on these topics, and see what seems to be aligned and necessary for you to do about these things. So the first thing that I see becoming very prominent, or at least a lot more prominent this year, is AI. So for those who have been following me, listening to me, even I think it was 5 years ago that I talked about AI and consciousness. I knew this was coming. Well, I think in 2024 is going to be a huge jump with that sort of AI presence. So you can already see, I don't know if you in your area, but I'm already seeing robots on the street. Robots kind of replacing people in hotels and in places like that, in shops. It's a lot more prominent, of course, in China. It's pretty much all robots, and in Japan and things like that. So it's going to creep up a lot more on us here in the United States this year. And so be prepared for that sort of interaction. Already they're doing face recognition when you board a plane. That wasn't there. So all of course, the self-driving cars already exist. So what does that mean? However, there's also a lot of AI that could be very beneficial. For example, technology with the AI, using AI to speed up the process of creating, for example, graphics or something, that you need for your work. So there's a lot of positive with that. And of course, there's always the fine line where AI starts to be creepy. So this is where you have to, it's kind of like the internet. Okay. When the internet came out, in the beginning, a lot of people, especially social media, I'm one of them. I resisted social media for the longest time. I was invisible for the longest time. For those who know me, you can see one picture of me online. And until, you kind of look at the positive and just focus on the positive and see how that is aligned with you. So it's really still about you picking and choosing what is aligned and using the technology for your benefit, not in a selfish way, obviously, but for expanding your message. So I'm not going to shy away from using a new technology if it is aligned with my higher purpose of spreading an important message. However, I'm not going to perhaps, inject myself with stuff that I believe is harmful to my being. You see what I mean? So this is where you have to become cautious and conscious of what's coming and smart and use what's beneficial for you for the higher good rather than debating, and so this is kind of, and in fact, for those who are interested, you can listen again to my AI and consciousness talk. It's on my website. I'll leave the link again in the description of the YouTube. So you can go to it directly, and if you want to listen again, because we talk about some interesting things in there. And I think I do a meditation specific to that as well. I always do. So that's that. Another thing that I see happening in 2024, I started talking about this last year, a financial change, something very drastic starting to happen in the financial sector. I talked about starting to move us into the blockchain and the digital currency. I believe it's starting this year. In fact, you can do your research. Some governments have already completely switched to what we call CBDC. It's central bank digital currency. So it's not that Bitcoin is going to take over, and if you don't have Bitcoin, you have nothing. It's more that the government will convert their currency to digital currency, because it's supposed to be better and faster and cheaper and this and that. But of course, there's privacy issues because it's basically open blockchain. And so anyway, look out for that because I cannot give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor at all. But again, I'm seeing this from an energetic and consciousness point of view. If we are being directed to convert our cash and the money that's in the banks into digital currency, you have to think about your particular situation, what makes sense to you, what benefits you, how much you should have in cash, how much you should have in gold, how much, I don't know. Each person has a different situation, but I've been talking about this for a while, same with AI, and I really think this is coming. Like I said, some countries already have implemented this system, literally. Even in Europe, people are accepting digital currency in cafes, so it's like a daily thing now in other countries. I doubt that the United States is not going to follow, so watch out for that and prepare accordingly. And it's not one of those things where all of a sudden, you're going to lose all your money. I don't think it's like that. It's possible that it would be an announcement of some sort. Wells Fargo already made those types of announcements. Again, look it up, do your own research, and maybe they would give us some sort of transition period, like, hey, you have this time to convert to digital currency, what have you. Because after that, who knows? So it's a little bit like that. And so be prepared. I really think this is coming. And of course, how do they do that, without getting into the conspiracies? But, there could be an event, some sort. What we started seeing that last year with the banks going bankrupt was it Silicon Valley or something like that, Silicon Bank or something like that. So now, somebody's saying, look in the chats, in California, there are already restaurants that don't accept cash anymore. So a lot of places don't accept cash. So does that mean that the cash is going to completely be, obliterated? I don't know, but I still think that transition is going to affect your financial stability. So that's why you need to decide how you're going to prepare and go about it, because it's already here, basically. And so that's that. Also, unfortunately, and you all can see it, this is not like such psychic insight, although a lot of it is, but so you can see the escalation, the kind of conflict between the different countries in the Middle East, and Ukraine is now kind of on the back burner, it seems like, because now we've moved on to the next conflict, which totally like it blows my mind that we are in 2024 and still talking about war and still waging war and attacking each other and weapons, and it just like doesn't make sense to me. It's such a weird reality, but it is what it is. So again, I get these insights, and I get this information, these downloads, and sometimes even sometimes geophysical events. Sometimes, it's very, very clear, but then they actually come to pass, but they're not as dramatic, they're not as drastic as, as I'm told in the beginning or I've downloaded. However, this time there seems to be like some sort of like insisting, it's like, no, pay attention. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. And again, it's not about fear mongering. It's about just what I'm sensing, so that you get your own guidance and see what works for you. That's it. And so, with the war situation, the reason, and kind of, I mix that with cyber interference and cyber attacks type thing, which have already started, by the way. Again, if you really pay attention, some of this has already started even from last year, like a little incident here and there, and then they mask it as, oh, it's a balloon or something, Chinese balloon or something. But a lot of these little events are actually the seeding of future events that might very well happen this year. And so what does this mean? So I also see new weapons, unfortunately, biological weapons and things like that being unleashed. So, is this for you to, go find a bunker or whatever and go hide? Maybe that's what some people feel they should be doing. But it's case by case. I don't know where you live, what your situation is, but I am just saying that there's this high potential of these things interfering with your daily life this year, maybe the second part of the year. With some events in March. I don't know why March keeps coming up. March keeps coming up as some sort of event that starts to trigger, those things, that are coming later. So just be vigilant, be open. And in case these things start to interfere with your daily life, like maybe, of course, electricity or power outages, or internet and things like that, communication, maybe food supply as well. So just be vigilant, be open, be smart, and do your own homework and get your own guidance. Aliens in the mall, possibly. It's all interconnected. But another thing, with going back to the AI, a lot of fake stuff is going to be very confusing. I mean, right now, literally, I could be talking to you right now and not be actually me. It could be a clone of me. It's the technology is really that good about certain things, not everything, obviously, right now. So that's the reason why this is no longer virtual reality. This is no longer sci-fi. This is real. So that's why this is where, again, from a spiritual, from a consciousness point of view, you have to be aware that we are on a planet that is behaving in a strange way. It's kind of like you land in a country you've never visited before, and all the customs, all the traditions, the food, the way people interact, the way they live, everything is very, very foreign and strange. So it's a little bit like that. What are you going to do? You're going to you can't go back. You're stuck there for a little bit. You're going to have to find ways to adjust and navigate for your own, not just survival, but evolution. There is a reason why we picked this time to be on the earth, with everything that's coming at us. And I didn't sign up to do this to just be obliterated, be annihilated by war or this or that. So there's a reason. There's a reason you're here. There's a reason you're listening to this webcast. So go back to that place of higher purpose and look at this information as a potential in your physical reality, and just be prepared and prepare yourself to navigate. Yeah. And of course, it's an election year in the United States. So that is the reason why actually some of the wars and the cyber attacks are very possible, because it's all interconnected. It's all planned. It's not, when you talk about politics, you have to talk about agendas. And so that's the reason why, with the elections happening this year, it's even a higher possibility that all of this is happening. China is really very ready. And somebody's asking, can the government really control the weather? 1,000%. This is actually a known fact. You can research it. They have been controlling the weather. They are still controlling the weather. And also, weapons, like I said, through frequencies and HARP like technology is very much here. So again, these are all real things, and so now I think it's enough of the potential disruptions, let's say. Let's talk about the very, very positive trends. I think the very positive that's happening in 2024 is this sudden awakening. I think it's like, of course, we've been talking about awakenings, but what's happened is that because of everything that happened, for example, with the COVID, with the pandemic and all that stuff, it's kind of like more of the mainstream is waking up to reality, to the truth. So big subjects, for example, the financial, for example, healthcare, for example, again, I would start talking about child trafficking. How come all of a sudden, these movies are surpassing Spider-Man and at the box office? And, how come, what's his name, that guy, oh my God, you know who I'm talking about, the list that came out, how come we're talking about these subjects and becoming so clear? These documents, these lists are surfacing, coming to the surface. So a lot of that truth is coming up for the general public to not be fooled anymore. And so does that mean they're all going to take the right action? I don't know, but I'm just saying there's a big Epstein. Thank you very much. Jeffrey Epstein. So it's like, the lists of people who have been involved in that sort of, thank you. Don't text me, please. Involved in that sort of behavior for so long. All of this is coming to the surface, which has been happening the last few years. But this year, it's so much in your face that the general public is not going to just buy into it. And this is a very positive thing because, you're becoming more aware, more conscious. And this is an opportunity for people like you who are working in the conscious field, in the healing field, to speak up even more, because now the mainstream general public is not going to think, what is she talking about? Like UFOs and aliens or whatever, or about healing technology, or about, you're going to be more heard. You're going to be more supported. It's going to be commonplace to be, to addressing health issues with med beds and, photonic energy and stuff like that. This is an opportunity for your work to shine. So, and as all of these crazy things happen, this is, like I said, it's kind of an opportunity for you to bring that help, bring that work, bring that light to the general public, because now you're going to be heard. So that's the very, very positive for 2024. Feeling more empowered in your message and in your work. And I see that as a huge thing. Okay, let me take a couple questions then. So this clarity and this empowerment is what I'm really stressing on for you guys doing this work, to really take advantage. That's why I'm doing all these projects, to really take advantage of this year to just move up in a huge way with what you believe in. And I assume it's very purposeful globally. Okay, let me see if there's a couple questions. How did the government make a polar storm down in Canada? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you can research. This is nothing new, how the government can control the weather. It's been happening. And so please do the research on that. I'm not going to, take too much time here, because it's not just new for 2024. Caroline, for the financial issue, how safe is the cash in the bank? Will everything get bailed in? Can we leave some there? Should we move everything into gold, silver, and Bitcoin? I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot say, because it's case by case. My personal belief is that perhaps, I don't think all the money in the bank is just going to be lost. If something like this it would be like, there will be like a revolution, and in America, everybody has weapons. So this would be seriously bad. So, but I think there will be some restrictions, maybe on the amounts, before you can transfer into digital currency. Having said, and I'm talking about digital dollar, I'm not talking about Bitcoin. Which, you can also have Bitcoin, Ethereum, but I'm talking about government currency turning digital. Also, there are, so do your homework. There are also ways to opt out. So, so does it work for you to opt out and kind of, still function with your own cash? There's also that possibility. That's why I'm talking about all this, for you to really do, your homework and see what works for you. And more importantly, the gold and the silver is always, now more than ever, regardless, gold and silver is always going to be helpful no matter what. So that's, maybe this is the time to invest in some of that as well. Okay. Maybe that's helpful. Okay. We have primordial. Okay. So again, and all this to say, like I said, I'm presenting what's is, that, but bringing back to you and taking advantage. This is your opportunity, 2024, to work for your work. Seriously. Like look at everything I said as an opportunity to reset your personal life and start to do your work accordingly. So for example, let's say you're a life coach. So first, you take care of you. You take care of managing what makes sense to you. I don't know if you have kids, if where you live, whatever. You figure this out for yourself. You align with the energies that support you. Then maybe you start targeting your life coach work for that type of support, maybe, or you start to attract people who are going to need you more specifically for those types of topics. You see what I mean? So it's kind of like use this information as the opportunity to direct your work because, like I said, you're going to attract more. People are going to gravitate towards you more. And they're going to listen to you. They're going to accept your message more. So this is very, very positive. This is a huge opportunity. So I hope I'm leaving all this on a very positive note. Okay. Okay, speaking of alien, when the disclosure is coming. So, let me talk a little bit about that for people who are interested in the subject. So, disclosure is already happening in the sense that there's so much out there. But if you're expecting the government, to come out and say, hey, we've been talking to aliens and, they're in our backyard and stuff like that. You have to realize that, yes, there are people in the government who are working very, very hard to bring out the truth. And they really are very sincere and honest. And they are doing a great job, with the congressional hearings and those whistleblowers. And there's going to be more of that. However, again, we're talking about politics and government, and we're talking about a system. These are the people in general who have concealed the truth since the beginning. They're, telling you you're crazy. There's no such thing as an alien, or, there's no such thing as a UFO, and so on. So now all of a sudden they're saying, oh, yeah, maybe there is something floating in the sky and we don't know what it is. And so the very people who have been hiding and telling you lies are now saying, oh no, we're looking into UFOs. So how much are you going to really trust that information and really expect for this full disclosure to happen coming from those individuals? You see what I mean? So you have to just be smart and just take the positive and see what has already happened in the disclosure movement, that at least it's out there now. It's not so crazy to be talking about alien visiting us and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of positive, but I don't think they are the ones who are going to come up and make those types of statements anytime soon. However, there could be, so let me talk about a little bit this, because it's also kind of connected to the truth coming out and everything else. If you are the government and you see something in the sky, or come on, they know, come on, and so what this object is. And let's say it's a foreign technology, it's a foreign weapon of some kind, cyber, or maybe it's just, monitoring of our systems and everything else. Would you really tell the public? What would you rather do? Would you tell the public, oh, this is our foreign adversary, and they have weapons and they can literally see what's happening in your home? Or would you say it's a foreign object, we don't know, It could be UFO. It could be, it's probably not a foreign because we would know of that technology. You see what I mean? Like what message do you give the public that will keep the control, keep people tamed, you know what I mean? So think about that. And so that's the reason why I personally think 95, if not more, percent of the stuff we see is a human technology. If the rest of that 5% is probably a combination of advanced technology that is peeking through our system or being reverse engineered, or together, a combination of both. So the big question is, why aren't aliens just showing up? Well, again, look, if somebody shows up at your door as an American, the first thing you do is you'll shoot them before you open the conversation. And so there's that happening. The second thing is I'm talking about maybe you won't do that, but the average person will, you see. So as a global, it's not, doesn't make sense for aliens to just show up. Second thing, there are agreements. When you go to a foreign country that it has a completely different system, let's say you go to a communist country, they're going to ask you to get a visa. They're going to approve you. They're going to see, what's your motivation? Why are you here? And blah, 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 right? So it's kind of the same thing. There are universal systems and agreements. You're not like supposed to just like show up. You have to ask the authorities, hey, can I just show up in your, land? And so that's the reason why there are agreements, and these are the gatekeepers, which is the government officials of this planet. So that's why you see how it's all connected. They're not going to just open the doors, because if we have these aliens that are showing up, it's like the first question is, wait, how did they get here? What kind of technology do they have? Why don't we have this technology? Then you don't need a government that's suppressing you and making you pay all these bills just to have running water. You see what I mean? So because those technologies, as they become very advanced, are going to free energy, free us from all these enslaving systems. And so that's, the whole alien UFO thing is connected to all of these systems on Earth. And so that's the reason why they can't just like show up. Okay. So let's do the meditation because it's getting a little late. Trying to read some messages here. Yeah, I will do one. Je ferai une en français bientôt for the French people. I will do something in French soon, hopefully later today. I don't know. I'll have to see. Okay, here we go. So let's talk about, let's go ahead and do a meditation. So what I'd like to do, as always, is kind of reset with each meditation and see if we can clear the frequencies of 2023. Because energy can never be destroyed once it's created. It's the thoughts, the experiences, the exchange of information that you've had through relationships, through projects, or what have you, are still kind of living in your cells, in your field. So unless you change them, you reprogram them or purge them, they're still there. So it's always nice to really get rid of, purge all of this information, especially if it's no longer serving you, especially if 2023 was a bit chaotic or challenging for you, so that you do begin with a clean slate in 2024. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and begin. Sit up straight with your feet flat on the floor. And close your eyes. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. Quiet your thoughts, quiet your mind. Again, deep breath in through the nose, deep, deep breath. As you exhale through the mouth, bring your focus to your heart, to this moment in time. Say quietly in your mind or out loud, I ask and intend to create a sacred space. I ask to let go of all distracting thoughts, distracting energy, distracting information. My intent is to release, to let go of all the frequencies, information, energy patterns of 2023 that no longer serve me. And bring in new energy that will support me in creating my new reality in 2024. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, expand 360 degrees. Put yourself in a sphere of light. This is your sacred space. Imagine that you have a camera at the top of your head and it's pointing down inwards. You can see inside your body. Imagine that you can see, feel, sense all the frequencies that are inside your physical cells, that are no longer aligned, that have accumulated in the past year, that have to do with your physical body. So focus on the physical frequencies that have accumulated. For example, you were sick, you went to see the doctor, you took an antibiotic. All of this is information that is related to your physical cells. You may not remember every single thing, but your higher consciousness does. So focus on all of the information of the past year that's related to your physical body, and imagine that they're just kind of piling up. They're just forming a cluster inside your body. Focus on that cluster and say, I ask and intend to release and purge and delete once and for all this information and frequencies that no longer serve me. Breathe in. As you exhale, imagine that you are pushing out, you're purging that cluster from every cell in your body, and it's coming out of your body and out of your field. Mm. Now focus on your heart. And again, you are looking at your body through this camera. You can feel, see, sense what's happening inside your body, around your heart. And ask to accumulate, to gather all the emotional information and frequencies that have accumulated in 2023 that no longer serve you. For example, relationships that were toxic, the interactions that you have that triggered feelings of anger, codependency, self-loathing, confusion, frustration, all of the emotional frequencies that no longer serve you, as well as the actual experiences that no longer serve you. Imagine that you are accumulating this cluster of emotional frequency and say, I ask to release, delete, purge once and for all of this emotional, unnecessary frequency and information. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, again, imagine that you are purging, you're pushing out that cluster outside your body and outside your field. And now focus on your head. And ask to gather, to bring up all of the mental frequencies and information that you have gathered, you have collected in 2023 that no longer serve you. For example, mental stress, mind chatter, mental health, but that has to do with the brain ability to process, bring up all of these frequencies and information and experiences from 2023 that no longer serve you. And say, I ask to release, delete, and purge once and for all of this accumulated frequency, mental energy of 2023 that no longer serve me. Breathe in. As you exhale, again, imagine that you are purging, you're pushing out all of these particles of energy out of your brain, out of your head, out of your body. Bring your focus back to your heart. And I'd like you to focus on a beautiful green light. It's emerald green with some gold. Visualize that this green light is coming down through the top of your head. Focus on the frequency of this green light, which is a new way of nourishing, invigorating your physical cells. It's a new frequency of enriching your chemistry and your physical cells and organs. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, again, bring this green light, emerald green light, through the top of your head. Slowly, slowly, let it fill every cell in your skull, your head, your eyes, your sinuses, your jaw, your throat, your shoulders, arms, upper back and chest, lower back, stomach, thighs, knees, ankles, and feet. Let it come out through the bottom of your feet. Now imagine this green light is filling every cell in your body from head to toe to the tip of your fingers. Every cell in your body opens up and allows more of this green, emerald green and gold light to come in, go deeper and deeper, and to basically enrich, enhance the ability of your cells to self-repair. There is a nurturing, nourishing feeling, but it's a very, very new, pure, galactic frequency that nourishes the cell at a quantum level in a whole new way. Focus on that and say, as of now, as of this year, my physical cells will gravitate towards a quantum frequency that will nourish, nurture, and allow the cells to self-repair spontaneously. You don't have to know what frequency or how it works or how to attract it. You are programming the cell to recognize that frequency and to absorb that frequency, to create that frequency spontaneously from its own source. Source is pure, pure light, and it contains all of the frequencies. But every cell will know what frequency to utilize at what time to allow its rotation, its self-repair to become spontaneous and permanent. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, Intend for that programming to continue while you begin to bring a pink and white light. Bring that light through your heart. For those who recognize the frequency, imagine it is what we call Divine Mother frequency, which is very soft, very light, very calming. It's like you are suddenly absorbing pure love, like a blanket of love. And it allows you to balance your hormones, your endocrine and emotional system with this new frequency. Visualize this pink and white light. With that intention, bring it through your heart, slowly, slowly, and let it fill your entire chest, your arms, your shoulders, going up through your neck and head, and down through your stomach, and your lower back and thighs and knees, ankles and feet. Let it come out through the bottom of your feet. Now imagine this pink and white light filling every cell in your body from head to toe to the tips of your fingers. Breathe in through the nose as you exhale through the mouth. Every cell in your body is opening up and absorbing this calming, neutralizing, stabilizing, emotional energy. Say quietly in your mind, I ask to manifest this new frequency, Divine Mother frequency, for those who wish to use that term. To balance my hormones and endocrine system and emotional system. To maintain my balance and equilibrium and stabilize my energy in this calming way. This is, again, a very new galactic and source frequency. It's very new. Allow yourself cells to recognize it, to be entrained and absorb it. And say, I intend to begin to function with this new frequency moving forward. And breathe in through the nose as you exhale through the mouth. And now visualize a blue, it's kind of like a royal blue color, and white and silver. Imagine that this light is what reprograms your creativity, your ability to create, to think, to process cognitively, to utilize your higher state of consciousness to align with your human brain so that you process mental information in a very sharp, clear, clean, focused way. Visualize this light slowly coming through the top of your head, filling every cell in your head, your skull, and your brain, your eyes, your cheekbones, your jaw, your throat, your shoulders, arms, chest, upper back, lower back, stomach, thighs, knees, feet, and let it come out through the bottom of your feet. Imagine this blue, white, and silver light filling every cell in your body from head to toe to the tip of your fingers. Breathe in through the nose as you exhale through the mouth. Imagine every cell in your body in training and absorbing, recognizing this new galactic and source frequency that allows you to function cognitively with a very high consciousness frequency. For your brain to align with that frequency, to become clear, very clear and sharp and fast, and recognize and discern very, very quickly and process very quickly. Say, I ask to function with this new frequency moving forward in 2024 and beyond. Breathe in through the nose, deep breath. As you exhale through the mouth, bring your focus back to your heart. And imagine all these three very new, very fresh, very powerful, very high frequencies functioning in your body, going deeper into every cell in your body. And say, this is the new me in 2024, moving forward. I will create my new reality with this new information. That I will maintain, I will sustain, and broadcast through my work. Imagine this energy in your body now being projected forward. If you can visualize a path in front of you with the month, January, February, March, in a linear way, and project this energy in a linear way for your physical trajectory, for the physical manifestation. Imagine these three frequencies basically coming out of you as you walk on this path. January 2024, February, March, and that path, this light with all three frequencies is with you. It's moving forward with you. You are that light, but it's moving with you forward. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and you create the momentum for the years to come. Breathe in through the nose as you exhale through the mouth. Bring your focus back to your heart. Allow this information to go deeper in your body. You may want to sit in this energy and allow it to go deeper and process. Allow your cells to reprogram, to really begin to absorb this new information so that you can function with it moving forward. A focus on white light also filling your body, the energy of self-love. Say, I'm doing this for me, to heal me, to love me, to be whole and complete and sovereign. And by doing so, I will be empowered and useful and helpful to spread the light and the support for others. And so it is. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, focus on the heart and take your time. Slowly, whenever you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, folks, I'm going to leave you in this energy. Stay as long as you wish. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Please forward this meditation to all your friends and family. I will leave the relevant links in the description after we are done. And I hope to see you again very soon. Please leave your comments below. Thank you so much and Happy New Year 2024. Lots of love.